Welcome to Sweden. The call of the northern wild, where Arctic forests and the midnight sun beckon. The lure of harmonious living, a celebration of nature and lagom. This is the melody of Sweden. Join us on a journey through the heart of Scandinavia, a land written in runes and shaped by the sea. We'll wander among cobalt archipelagos, watch auroras kindle the velvet night, and sample sweet summer strawberries under never-setting skies. Now, before we go over the best places to visit in Sweden, we will glance over the long and vibrant history of this beautiful country. The lands that now comprise Sweden have been inhabited since the Stone Age, with the Nordic Vikings establishing settlements and trade routes across the region beginning in the 8th century AD. The medieval period saw the consolidation of the Kingdom of Sweden under such legendary rulers as Gustav Vasa and Queen Christina. Sweden emerged as a great power in the 17th century, gaining territory across northern Europe. Over the centuries, Sweden evolved into a prosperous, industrialized nation with a progressive society and extensive social welfare system. Famed for design, innovation, and high quality of life, contemporary Sweden balances its modernity with a close connection to its rich cultural heritage. Now that we have brushed up on our history of Sweden, we can dive into the most beautiful destinations of this wonderful country. Before we start, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you enjoy uncovering beautiful travel spots on this beautiful planet. Number 12. Sarek National Park. Deep in Sweden's far north lies Sarek National Park, one of the largest protected wilderness areas in Europe. Established in 1909, Sarek unveils some of Sweden's most untouched landscapes carved out by glaciers and rivers flowing through jagged peaks. Lace up your hiking boots and trek through valleys blanketed in Arctic blooms during the brief summer months. Cross breathtaking hanging bridges over thundering rapids and past the iconic Jokkmokk with 6 waterfalls cascading down its face. Keep your eyes skyward at night for dazzling displays of the northern lights dancing overhead. Backcountry trekking in Sarek requires preparation and caution, but delivers lifelong memories amid Sweden's most striking natural scenery. Number 11. Kosterhavet. Off Sweden's picturesque west coast lies Kosterhavet, the country's first national marine park. With its emerald waters and over 6,000 pristine islands, this aquatic wonderland delights outdoor enthusiasts. Paddle through sea arches and winding channels in a kayak, taking in the varied marine life. Try snorkeling in the clear waters to spot playful seals and abundant fish species. From the island of Sidkoster, join a sightseeing cruise to marvel at the park's diversity of islets, coves, and open sea vistas. On land, discover the red and white wooden houses of Koster village, dating back centuries. Hike nature trails past flowering meadows and rocky cliffs to secluded beaches perfect for swimming and sunbathing. At the Norwegian outpost of Dynekillen, step back in time at a well-preserved 18th century trading post. Now it's time for a quick question about Sweden. Put your answers down in the comments below. Number 10. Dalarna. The picturesque Swedish province of Dalarna enchants visitors with its classic Nordic countryside of crystal lakes, deep forests, and charming red cottages. Immerse yourself in traditional folk culture at Lake Siljan, home to lush farmland and the iconic Dalarna horses grazing the meadows. In Mora, discover the craft of ornamental wood carving known as kurbits, still practiced today. Nearby, the town of Rättvik charms with its traditional timber houses and historic wooden church. Cap off a day exploring with a fika coffee break right on the shores of Lake Siljan. The Dalarna countryside also unveils majestic glacial landforms like Drottningholm Palace Theatre and Fullefjället National Park. Hike through this alpine wilderness past thundering waterfalls and rivers carving through the rugged terrain. Number 9. Jokkmokk. The remote town of Jokkmokk in Swedish Lapland provides an authentic glimpse into the territory and traditions of the indigenous Sami people. Each February, Jokkmokk comes alive with the annual Sami Winter Market. Bundle up and stroll this bustling outdoor market where you can browse handicrafts like duoji knives and Sami silver jewellery and sample regional delicacies like reindeer and Arctic char. Cultural shows feature the rhythmic joik songs and dances of the Sami. The Item Museum delves into Sami culture and history through artifacts and recreations of a winter camp settlement. Tour the surrounding countryside by dog sled or snowmobile to learn about reindeer herding from local Sami. Located just north of the Arctic Circle, Jokkmokk also provides prime viewing areas for the magical aurora borealis, lighting up the Lapland skies. Number 8. Öland. The slender island of Öland off Sweden's southeast coast captivates visitors with its diversity of landscapes, from wind-blown plains to forested coastlines. At the top of Öland lies Stora Alvaret, a unique limestone plateau classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Walk this arid, rocky plain and observe rare plant species adapted to the harsh environment. Follow hiking trails through pine forests down to Öland's coastline, endowed with coves, salty lagoons, and the Hoburg Bird Sanctuary buzzing with avian life. Stop to see the grand Borgholm Castle, dating to the Middle Ages, overlooking the sea. Don't miss a chance to spot wild orchids blooming in the meadows of the Ottenby Nature Reserve, home to over 300 bird species. Number 7. Abisko National Park. Situated above the Arctic Circle in Swedish Lapland, Abisko National Park offers breathtaking hiking trails and front-row views of the magical Northern Lights. As darkness falls, gaze upward and watch in wonder as the aurora borealis lights up the night. Green and purple hues shimmer overhead in this remote park boasting Sweden's clearest skies. The optimal viewing season runs from late August through mid-April. By day, hit the trails around frozen Lake Tornetrask or embark on the epic 90-kilometre Kungsleden hike. Cross rivers, traverse birch forests, and weave through rugged mountain landscapes straight out of a fairy tale. For an easier option, board the scenic chairlift to Mount Nuolia and soak in spectacular vistas of Abisko from above. Don't miss a ride on the historic railway winding through Abisko's breathtaking river valley. Number 6. Gotland. Sweden's largest island is a seaside paradise in the Baltic Sea, renowned for its well-preserved medieval charm, exotic beaches, and festive summer culture. At the heart of Gotland lies the walled town of Visby, a former Viking trading centre with over 200 historic buildings, towers, and city gates. Meander along cobblestone streets, past Hanseatic warehouses, Gothic churches, and the iconic Visby Cathedral ringing its 12 bells on the hour. Rent a bike and cycle along coastal roads to discover Gotland's gorgeous beaches. Spread out your towel on the fine white sands of Tofta or Sudasand Beach, lapped by the calm blue waters of the Baltic Sea. Number 5. Kiruna and the Ice Hotel. This remote destination north of the Arctic Circle provides easy access to the magnificent Northern Lights and a chance to stay at the magical Ice Hotel. Built each year using just snow and ice, the Ice Hotel in Jokkmokk is a frosty architectural marvel. Step inside a room with an ice bed, glittering ice chandeliers, and intricate ice sculptures. Bundle up in an Arctic sleeping bag and spend the night surrounded by artfully carved frozen walls. Venturing into the wilderness near Kiruna under the cover of darkness provides the best opportunity to witness the aurora borealis in all its glory. Watch in awe as these celestial light shows of green, pink, and purple hues shimmer and dance across the night sky. Experience the buzz of Kiruna town and learn about the culture of the native Sami people who've herded reindeer across this Arctic terrain for centuries. Dog sledding, cross-country skiing, and snowmobiling offer adventurous ways to explore this remote winter wonderland. Number 4. Uppsala. One of Sweden's oldest and most storied cities, captivates visitors with its historic university, impressive cathedral, and quintessential Swedish charm. Founded in 1497, Uppsala University is the oldest in Scandinavia, lending the city a vibrant, youthful spirit. Centuries-old buildings blend seamlessly with modern student life in Uppsala's cobblestone centre. Rising majestically above the city is Uppsala Cathedral, a massive 12th century Gothic structure and the largest church in Scandinavia. Climb the church tower for panoramic views over red-roofed buildings and explore the cathedral's elaborate interior, the coronation site of countless Swedish monarchs. Stroll along the Fyris River to 19th century villas of Luthhagen, or relax at one of Sweden's best botanical gardens. Uppsala's proximity to Stockholm makes it an easy and rewarding day trip. Be sure to sample the local flatbread and cheeses before returning to the capital. Number 3. Malmö. Situated just across the Öresund Strait from Copenhagen, Malmö offers an exciting blend of Scandinavian and European influences. Stroll past Turning Torso, an iconic skyscraper spiralling 190 meters into the air, the tallest building in Sweden. Explore the cosmopolitan Västra Hamnen district to see striking examples of contemporary Nordic design. For a taste of local culture, meander through Möllevången's bustling neighborhood square, lined with falafel shops and fusion restaurants that reflect Malmö's multicultural mix. Nature is never far in eco-minded Malmö. Cycle down tree-lined paths to Ribersborg Beach for a swim in the Baltic Sea. Or wander through lush green spaces like Kungsparken and Pildammsparken, oases of calm near the city centre. With its vibrant diversity, inventive architecture, and easy access to Denmark, Malmö offers visitors the chance to experience a dynamic side of Scandinavia. Number 2. Gothenburg. Sweden's second largest city, captivates visitors with its picturesque canals and dynamic cultural offerings. Situated on the country's west coast, this lively port city blends historic charm with modern urban flair. Strolling along the Göta Älv River, you'll find 17th century warehouses transformed into trendy cafes, boutiques, and museums. Hop aboard a sightseeing boat to admire Gothenburg from its most scenic angle, gliding down the city's canals. Don't miss the Fish Church, an indoor fish market housed in a striking 19th century Gothic revival building. Grab some freshly caught seafood or dine at one of the acclaimed restaurants inside. Gothenburg's vibrant cultural scene shines at venues like the Opera House, Museum of Art, and the legendary Liseberg, one of Europe's top amusement parks. As evening falls, join locals sipping cocktails in the intimate bars and clubs of the Haga district. Number 1. Stockholm. Situated across 14 islands, the Swedish capital delights with its glistening harbour, lush green parks, and remarkably preserved medieval core. Wander the alleyways of Gamla Stan, Stockholm's old town, gazing up at Storkyrkan Cathedral and meandering past vibrant cafes and boutiques. Savour a classic Swedish fika coffee break, then admire majestic city views from Fjällgatan. Don't miss the Vasa Museum's impeccably preserved 17th century warship. Nearby, the island of Djurgården offers a scenic escape to lush gardens, woods, and regal Rosendal Palace. Boat rides through Stockholm's archipelago reveal 24,000 more islands dotting the shimmering Baltic Sea. With its harmonious blend of land and sea, Stockholm will capture your heart with its timeless beauty and rich history.